Trojan TV. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Jasmine.
How was your week?
Mine was great. I'm looking forward to sleeping in this weekend, though.
Definitely.
All the warmer temperatures were nice, but now it's time to get back to the swing of things. In today's episode, we'll be looking at how the 8th graders did in NHD this year and how the students here at East has started her own Etsy business.
Let's get started. Congratulations, 8th graders, on all of the PSAT testing this week. That takes a lot of focus and hard work. Coming up next, 8th grade students will start M-STEP on Monday, and Tuesday is Science M-STEP. Wednesday and Thursday will be Social Studies. Rest up and have a good breakfast to be ready for these big testing weeks. Students, just a reminder that there's no school next Friday for Easter weekend. Enjoy your 3-day weekend. Design your own bookmark for the library. Don't miss out on this cool contest. Students, there is a new club called the Tween Scene. It meets Thursdays in the TC District Library from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Ages 9 through 12 are welcome. Have fun and bring snacks. There is also a new contest in the library, the Book Spine Poetry Contest. Align certain book spines to create a poem. Madison Garrett, a student here at East, has started her own Etsy business. We caught up with Bella and Mackenzie to learn more about her in our Trojan TV Student Profile of the Week.
For 7th grader Madison Garrett, creating things out of rubber bands started out as a hobby. As the years went on, it progressed into a business.
It's pretty much where you can use small rubber bands with a loom or a hook and make things out of rubber bands.
After a long day at school, she enjoys going home and releasing all of her stress into designing and making her figures. She even has a notebook reserved for all of her ideas.
I saw it in the store and I saw all the possibilities that you could do online, and so I wanted to try it. I currently have about 200-ish of my own designs. Some of them are still in the works of designing, and I haven't made all of them yet, but I'm working on that. My favorite thing to do with rubber bands is lumigurumi, which is, when I started, I just did normal things on the loom, like charms and stuff, but now lumigurumi, it's my favorite thing to do, and it's pretty much the only thing I do, and it's where I just use my hook, I don't use my loom, and it's pretty much like yarn crocheting, you're just doing it with rubber bands.
Madison recently opened up her own Etsy shop to sell some of her designs.
The possibilities and the wonders of what you can do, because a lot of things I knew and some people on YouTube didn't, and back and forth.
You can check her shop out at Mad Dog's Boutique on Etsy.com. This has been Bella and Mackenzie reporting for Trojan TV.
Thanks, guys. Students, be sure to go to the library to check out the new puzzle table they have. It looks super fun. The library will be offering button making on Wednesdays before school, at lunch, and during resource. Buttons are 50 cents each. Spring Leap sports are underway. Track, tennis, and softball are all in session. Our first EMS track meet is slated for Thursday, April 25th, here at home. Come out and support our team. TCAPS is offering a trip to China this summer. Students in grades 8 through 10 are invited to participate in a summer trip to 3 different cities in China. Trojan TV caught up with the international coordinator, Crystal Rodriguez, to learn the details.
Summer, June 22nd through July 3rd, will be our first annual TCAPS China trip. So we are inviting 7th, 8th, and 9th graders to travel with us to China. That encompasses all of your activities, most of your meals, and of course your boarding. I think it's going to be a great opportunity. As we know, China is becoming a world power, and being able to experience the culture, to learn some language, and to make some friends there is definitely going to be beneficial to students that see a career in business, if they want to be a CEO, if they want to work in anything that has to do with exporting, or they just want to see a part of the world that's renowned for its culture and its people, its food, and its beauty. They will have a great learning experience, as well as we'll be able to explore 3 cities in China. We will be visiting Shanghai, Chengdu, and the island of Hainan. They'll have the opportunity to learn with other Chinese students. They'll learn calligraphy, pottery, Tai Chi, a lot of traditional Chinese coursework, but there's also going to be a lot of fun activities. They'll get to explore the famous Shanghai Bund on a cruise at night, see all the lights, see all the skylines. They'll also get to go to the only panda research center, where they're renowned for their panda breeding, it's where a lot of our current pandas come from. They'll go to traditional Chinese opera, see the face-changing opera where, I mean, in 2 seconds you'll see one mask change from blue to red to green, and you won't even know what happened. So that's just a little bit of what.
And so will they be staying in hotels with host families? How will that work?
So it's going to be a variety. At first, when they arrive to Shanghai, they'll be in a very nice hotel. But then as soon as they go to Haikou and Hainan, they'll start staying with host families.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And so what do the kids need to know, like detail-wise, as far as application, price, things like that?
Yes. So application is live now. You can go online to www.tcaps.net/international. You can see all of our different field trips, and under the Chinese summer trip is the application link. Just go ahead and apply. If you have any questions, my contact information is on there.
To find out more about this opportunity, head to tcaps.net/international. Students traveling to Washington, D.C., your final meeting with a parent is set for Monday, April 22nd at 6:30 p.m. in the LMC. You will receive your luggage tags and ID badges. You will also go over all the trip details. See Mrs. Mackey if you have any questions. 8th grade students competed in NHD this year. We caught up with Reese and Betsy to learn more about this exciting event.
National History Day is a project required for all AT 8th grade students. You must present a paper, exhibit, performance, website, or a documentary.
National History Day is a research project where students find secondary and primary sources based on a topic that they choose in history. They have to then connect the evidence that they find to make inferences, draw conclusions, eventually make a thesis statement, a claim, and then support that claim in their project through some pretty in-depth analysis. To prepare students for NHD, we started back in early October, just introducing what the project is. At that point, we then start to identify what broad topics each student would be interested in. They do a little bit of research on the broader topic, and then they have to narrow it down. It's a very rigorous project in which you have to devote a lot of time to. And for students who don't commit themselves to the project, that's where we see students who struggle.
Teachers think that self-select AT has been affecting the work produced by students. National History Day is one example of how these new students are struggling with the more challenging academics.
The first thing that I looked for was the content to be strong, which started with a great thesis statement. Then I really looked to see if they could use their analysis, interpretation to back that thesis up. I felt like as I was coming across spelling errors, punctuation errors, capitalization errors, sentences that didn't quite make sense, then that really detracted from the overall quality of the project. I would say that the projects that I judged, I think there was a general lack of effort. Simply because that word count, there were 1,200 words that were allotted, and I felt like most of the projects that I judged were around 300 to 400 words, which was reflective of the student's voice, in the analysis and interpretation.
Despite the struggle, multiple EMS students won at the regional level. Lola Reimers is one of those students and will be moving on to states.
My NHD project was about Clara Barton, and she was known as the Angel of the Battlefield. She was a women's rights advocate, established the American Red Cross, and helped raise medical standards throughout the Civil War. I got to express myself and learn about something that I probably wouldn't have learned about as in-depth throughout just the basic school academics. There was some nervousness throughout it, but that pressure helped to make my project better, I think.
8th grade history staff would like to let students know that if they select the course, they have to be prepared for this long-term project. This has been Reese and Betsy reporting for Trojan TV.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, those students worked really hard.
Thanks for watching this episode of Trojan TV.
You can follow all our social media sites at EastAMC, and be sure to check out our website, the link, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Trojan TV East, for more awesome stories.
Have a great weekend, Trojans.
Bye.
Tax is not an easy thing for me to lead with. I don't want the gas tax, no one does. But the fact of the matter is we have a $2.5 billion problem in the state of Michigan. And I'm tired of people who lie to us or pretend that they fix a problem. or tell us what they think we want to hear, and don't do the hard work of being honest and putting a real solution on the table. And that's what this is.
Do we have any more questions?
What do you hope to achieve with your executive order creating the Educator Advisory Council?
Well, one of the things that we've seen is because every legislator went to a school at one point in their life, they all think they're experts in schools. And so rarely do they actually listen to teachers and administrators and parapros and the people that really are the experts on the front line. And so what I wanted to do is elevate those voices so that as policy is being debated, that we're really listening to the experts. And that's what that whole executive order is really about, showing respect for the people who are the experts on the front line.
Do we have time for about one more question?
Go.
What are some things you would change about the school system if you could?
Well, I want to support our schools. I mean, I've got kids in high school in East Lansing. My daughters are sophomore and junior, and I'm in the schools often, and I know that the rhetoric in Lansing and the lack of funding has made education a profession that isn't drawing enough people to go into in the first place. We've got to keep great teachers, we've got to encourage others to pursue that. And so my goals are to make sure that our schools are the envy of the country, that we're back to a top 10 state, and that our young people are getting the kind of preparation they need so everyone's on a path to a really good paying job, and it starts with the education of our kids and making it a priority again.
All right, we'll take our last question here.
How much time do you think it will take to make the roads less busy?
So the national standard when it comes to roads is 90%. So 90% of our roads are supposed to be in good to fair condition. Right now in Michigan, we're at 78%, we're falling fast. If we don't do anything different than what we're doing today, we'll be at 65% in just 2 years. That's a 13% drop. That means our roads are getting more dangerous. That means they're getting more expensive because we have to keep fixing our cars. And so a bold plan to actually fix the roads starts with this gas tax, and it's still, even at that level, going to take us 10 years to get to 90% of our roads in good condition. But we're up to it, and this is a real solution. And until someone's got a better way of raising $2.5 billion, I think we need to get serious about doing this. It'll make us safer, it'll make it less expensive for drivers on the roads, and it'll make us a place where people will want to invest and come and grow in Michigan.
All right, thank you, everyone.